Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying this summer. I know I am. I know it's been a while since I posted last, but I'm glad to be back. Today I'll be doing John Mayer's song New Light, his new song. I love it. It's got such an 80s feel, and the song is just so great, especially the solo. I'm going to do my cover first of his song, and then I'm going to do something new. I'm gonna have a lesson at the end for those of you who want to learn the song. And then I'm gonna also show you how to make it your own too. With just different variations you can do. Yeah, stick to the end if you want to see that, or just stay for the cover. I'm just glad you guys are here. All right, let's get into it, guys. I'm the boy in your other phone, lighting up inside your drawer at home, all alone, pushing 20 in the friend zone. We talk and then you walk away every day. Oh, you don't think twice about me. And maybe you're right to doubt me, but if you give me just one night, you're gonna see me in a new light. Yeah, if you give me just one night to meet you underneath the moonlight. Oh, I wanna take two, I wanna break through, and I wanna know the real thing about you, so I can see you in a new light. Take a ride up to Malibu. I just wanna sit and look at you, look at you. What would it matter if your friends knew? Who cares what other people say anyway? Oh, we can go far from here and make a new world together, baby. So if you give me just one night, you're gonna see me in a new light. Yeah, if you give me just one night to meet you underneath the moonlight. Oh, I wanna take two, and I wanna break through, and I wanna know the real thing about you, so I can see you in a new light. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, if you give me just one night, you're gonna see me in a new light. Yeah, if you give me just one night to meet you underneath the moonlight. What do I do with all this? What do I do with all this love that's running through my veins for you, girl? What do I do with all this? What do I do with all this love that's running through my veins for you? What do I do with all this? What do I do with all this love that's running through my veins for you? What do I do with all this? What do I do with all this? Ooh, baby. Yeah, huh? Hey there again, guys. Hope you enjoyed my cover. Now let's get to the part where I show you guys how to play this bad boy. Alright guys, so this song repeats a lot of the chords. So it repeats an A minor 7, it repeats a D major chord, G major chord, and also an E minor 7. So those are the chords that are played during the verse and choruses, and then there's some parts towards the end I'll show you guys where it gets a little bit harder, but you guys can definitely do this. So So the first chord would be an A minor 7, like I said. So basically what you do is you bar the 5th fret, and then you just put your third finger down on the 7th fret. And that is your A minor 7 chord. Nice and jazzy sounding. Alright, and then the next chord, this is a D major chord. What you're going to do is you're going to put your first finger right in the 5th fret. So it's easy to move around here from the A to the D. So that's going to be the only finger on the 5th fret. And then the rest is there on the 7th fret. So A minor 7 to D. So make sure you have that transition all figured out and like that it's nice and smooth. And that's not that bad. They're right together. And now we go to a G, which I like to do a bluesman's grip, I think it's called, where I have my thumb here. And I know that's the way John plays a lot of his songs. He has that grip. It's like the Hendrix grip, basically. Stevie Ray Vaughan, SRV, that he loves. And I love John, so I'm a John fanboy. So basically, I always use this grip now. You can bar it like this. It's just so much easier. And you can add that little embellishment there. Right on the... it's right there when you play it. You can do all sorts of little embellishments here. So I recommend using this, so I'm gonna teach it like this, but you guys can still play it like that. Still sounds the same. It's just this adds a little more emphasis on the bass. So, and if you're playing it solo, maybe acoustically, it might be better. But you know, it's up to you. Anyway, so this is a G major chord. And the way I'm playing it is I have my thumb right on the 3rd fret, right here. I'm muting the 5th string here. The A string, I'm muting that, and I'm playing right on the 5th fret, 4th, and then 3rd, and then I'm also holding down on the 3rd fret. So it's that little arpeggio there. So it's the same thing, except I'm just not playing this. This note in the middle, which causes a bridge that like emphasizes the bass and the actual chord. So I'll explain again. So my thumb right on the 3rd fret. You're going to be muting this string with your 3rd finger, and then you're going to be playing. The note right here on the 5th fret, and then you have your 2nd finger that's on the 4th fret here. And then the 1st finger, right in the 3rd fret. And that's also going to be barring, if you see here. So I'm barring right here with my 1st finger on the 3rd fret, right on the 2nd string, and then I'm also barring on the 1st string. So you have this little double step at the end, that's what you call it. And there you go. That's your G chord. And then I go to an E minor 7, which is a bar chord. Sorry again to you beginners, but there's a lot of bar chords if you want to play some, a lot of John Mayer songs and you want them to sound like the recording, so it's up to you. So this is E minor 7, so what you're going to do is you're going to play an E minor bar chord, and you're just going to take away that pinky. You're just going to move it on right out there. You don't need it anymore. Get that jazzy feel. And you can play around with it. So how you're going to play it is your 1st finger is going to play right here. It's going to play that root note, just like we played in the D chord. And it's going to be right here on the 7th fret. And then you're going to have on the 9th fret, you're going to have your 3rd finger. And you're going to bar across, remember? So you're playing that. So basically, this is just held down by your 1st finger barring. Is going to be on the 3rd string. That's going to be open. And then you're going to put down your 2nd finger, and you're going to play on the 8th fret right here. And then you're going to leave this open. Well, it's going to be barred. So sorry, that's going to be barred. And then you got yourself an E minor 7. And then you can throw in a little embellishments here, right on the 10th fret, which a lot of funk and jazz players, you can go, that. But I wouldn't recommend doing that for this song. So, but just I add these little embellishments here, and you can actually do that with your third finger. You can do a little hammer-on pull-off action there, while you're going back and forth. So make sure, to this point, with the E minor 7, make sure you have all these chords, fluid, going to them. So make sure you have that down, because that's the core of the song, and that's what you need. Alright guys, so here's the part, there's one variation in the chorus and the verses. So after you get to after you go through A minor 7, D, G, E minor 7 the first time, then you go through A minor 7, D, G, and then you're going to go through, actually this only happens on the verse, I'm sorry. Then you're going to go to a B major chord. So the part where I think it's in the verse, it's like the last thing he says before he goes in the chorus. So right before the chorus, remember to throw in that B major chord, and then go right back into it. And so basically, you play it the same way as the D major chord bar, just on the B. It's on the root note. All right, and then going into the next part. Before he goes into that awesome solo, which I'll teach you guys too, that's actually pretty simple. So basically, you do kind of, it's a C, it's basically a barred open C chord, so you play like a C down here. So basically that's the shape this is. So you're basically playing a barred C, but it's with the E minor, this E minor 7. But I'm not holding down that, the root there. I'm not holding down the E, So basically you play open and then you put your fingers down. So that's the bass. That's what the bass, that's like the bass note, that's the root there. Well, not in this case on the chord, but that's what the bass is playing. So to fill it in if you're playing it alone. Otherwise, if you just play and you're alone, it's not, it feels like there's something missing. So you play that. So then after that, you do the same thing, but you move the bass note here, right on the 8th fret. And that can get hard, and that can be hard to play, but just practice and you'll get it. It's not really an easier spot to get that note. So then after that, you're just going to play regular E minor 7 chord. You can even throw in, I forgot to mention, this open E for a fuller effect, or you can just play it muting it, doesn't really matter. Also, when you play it, it's very staccato, so that means like I'm not carrying it on like, it's got more rhythm, it's like, or more step, so you want to make sure like you're not holding it down the whole time on the fretboard, your hand. You want to make sure you're letting go, so like push and let go while you're playing it. So, and then after that, then we're gonna go to moving it up here. I'm basically just playing the D chord because it's easier playing like it's hard to really play it like that, like it'd be such a stretch. So just play the D chord and try not to hit the E as the bass. Try to just have because this is just the bass. What the bass is playing, it sounds better. The D, so. And actually this is the open. This is open anyway. This is the top of it anyway, so. It's the same effect. It's just that's the way you kind of have to play it if you're going to play it alone. If you don't have a band to back you up. Otherwise you'd just be playing the E minor 7 without the bass, so. There we go, so that's to help you guys out on that part. Let's see. The next part that's different, after we go into the solo, after when the solo ends, it's on a G chord, and then what we're going to do, this is going to go full circle, and this is going to get us back to the chorus and then the outro, and the chorus isn't actually complete. He stops at when he says, meet you underneath the moonlight, and then it goes into like, what do I do about it? What do I do about this love that's running through my veins for you? So it goes in that part. So it's going to end on that G chord. And then you play G again. You go to A major. It's this quick little run here. G, A major, B minor, D, and then you go back to the chorus. You go back to A minor 7. Sorry, A minor 7. So let's go through that. So you're gonna play A. So G, A. The strumming for this, I just strum it down. The strumming before, I didn't really explain too much because it's the same kind of like. It's like down, down, up, down, up, down. And it's kind of, you just kind of have to feel it, because you could change it a little through the song, make it your own. But basically, so it's G, G major, A major. So with that bar, like I told you, you can also do it this way, but I recommend this way if you're going to play it alone, because you emphasize that bass more and it fills it. You would think it would do the opposite since you'd be playing an extra note, but it actually, you could play with the bass a little more. Gives you some more freedom, definitely, in your other fingers than playing it like this. Kind of makes it hard to do any of those. You can't really do any of those hammer-ons and pull-offs. So anyway, so it's G major, A major. Then we're going to go to a B minor. Now you can also play it like this, bar chord, if you can see. I'll remove my middle finger, not flipping you guys off. You can move it like this, so you can see better. But I recommend doing it barred. And basically that's just, it's the same thing as a major, except I'm not holding it down. I'm taking away my, actually that's the best way to explain it. I'm taking away my second finger here. I'm taking that away, because it makes it major, the third, flattening that third. Basically that means I'm taking my finger away. And so it's minor. It's B minor, and then I just go back to the D major chord. And go back to that. So for that part, I do for the strumming, down, 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 and then go back to it. Also for this whole song, you're not gonna want to just be holding it down the whole time. Your chord in your hand, in your fretting hand, you're gonna want to be putting pressure on at certain moments while you're strumming. So you really have to work on that, syncing that up for beginners. For intermediate players and advanced, it won't be hard, because you probably run through a lot of songs, especially if you're a John Mayer fan, you want to learn this song, you already kind of know that stuff. Alright, now for the solo, what you guys are going to do, you're going to start right on the 14th fret, on the 3rd string with your first finger, and you're going to go on from 14th, for the 14th fret to the 16th, and you're going to bend a half step. So that's just going to the 17th fret, bending to it. And then you can do the same thing that you did, that same thing, but you're just moving that up a string. And you're going from, again, 14th to 16th. And then after you got that, then it's a bend here, that half step bend. And then you can bend again. So after this, you can either slide down and play it, or you can play with your pinky. And then what we're going to do is two whole step bends. But you be very careful. It is hard not to. You're going to have to do some palm muting. So if you can see, move the camera a little bit. So you might have to actually palm mute some of it, palm mute that string so you don't accidentally have this ring out. It's 4th string. So basically, careful of that. I even do it sometimes. You have to be very careful not to do a whole step. Or he can even, I'm pretty sure he either slides to it or plays it with his pinky because it doesn't sound like he's bending again, so. Then after that, so. So even then it's really hard. You might have to mute it a little bit with your right hand. Or if you're left-handed, then with your left, so. So then after that, after the 2 whole step ends, by the way, that's on the 12th fret. 12th fret, and then going to the 14th fret. So then after that, remember 2 whole steps. That's basically to the 16th fret. There we go. And you can play that again. Then you're gonna play. So basically that is, again, repeating in the beginning. Alright, actually, sorry. So basically this time, instead of here, so instead of there, we're going back up to the 12th and the 14th. So basically, do that bend. Do a hammer on. You can pick it again, or you can pull off. Well, really, don't do a pull off there. Just do a hammer on, and then just pick it again. So then after that, so far actually I'll recap. Wait, sorry. So basically we're there. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go to, so you're going to go up to the 12th fret, and then you're going to go to the 14th, and you're just going to bend a whole step. Or you can slide down, if you want. Because that's bending it. I think he actually bends it in the song, from what I can hear. And just make sure you get that exact, so keep bending it. Till you get the right note. You hit the right note. So it's only going to sound good if you hit the note directly, otherwise it's going to sound really bad. So even explaining to you, it's hard sometimes doing it slower after you practice it a little faster speed. So basically, you're going to play the solo. I'll do the solo quick, so it's going to go like this. Oops, sorry. There you go, that's the solo, and then it just goes into the part before. Here, I'll move the camera. It goes into the G, remember? G, A, B minor, D, and then to that. But, yeah, I'm going to move the camera again. But basically, you're not really going to be able to do the solo and the guitar stuff at the same time, or the guitar chords at the same time, so. But you can, if you're doing a cover like me, then you're all set, and you just record that before and play over it like I did.